I'm 30 years old, been married for just over 5 years now, and I love my wife more than anything. I guess I should start with that because it's important. I truly care about her, and I'm committed to her in every way that matters to me. That's the first thing I want to say before I get into what's been going on. Growing up, my life was deeply shaped by my conservative and religious background. It wasn't just the usual rules or suggestions. Something bigger was tied to the way I looked at relationships and sex. In my family and community, sex was sacred, something strictly reserved for marriage. The whole idea was about being faithful to your one partner forever, about respect and commitment that goes beyond just physical or emotional attraction. Those values have been deeply ingrained in me, so that's been my foundation my whole life. I've always tried to live by those principles, to be a decent man who honors his vows and his beliefs. But there's this thing I've been struggling with, something that sometimes feels like it's ripping me apart inside. I have this constant craving, a kind of overwhelming preoccupation with other women. It's like my mind can't stop wandering down that path, no matter how much I love my wife, no matter how much I remind myself of the vows we made or the life we've built. I want to be clear about this because I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. I'm not someone who watches porn or seeks out sexual content. Honestly, that stuff just doesn't appeal to me at all. I find it kind of off-putting. So my thoughts and cravings aren't coming from some addictive habit or anything like that. It's not a simple matter of temptation triggered by images on a screen. It's more complex and deeply personal. The other thing is, I realize I'm not exactly invisible. I get told I'm attractive sometimes. Women do flirt with me in ways that make it hard to ignore that pull. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but it does factor into how these thoughts creep in and how easy or hard it is to push them away. But this isn't just some silly crush or passing fantasy. It's been a long-term persistent problem inside me, and that's part of why I'm here now, trying to sort it out and maybe get some perspective. It's not a single event that set this off. It's more like an ongoing internal crisis that I can't seem to escape. The craving doesn't go away. It fills my head, distracts me from work, from moments when I should be enjoying my wife's company, from life itself. I don't want this to sound like I'm complaining for attention or being dramatic. I'm honestly just stuck in the middle of this mental and emotional tug-of-war without any clear answers. It's exhausting. It's confusing. I feel like I'm betraying myself because I want to be this loyal, faithful husband who lives by his beliefs. But at the same time, there's this hunger that I can't silence. I'm torn. On one side, there's me, the committed, caring, loving husband who values the promises he made. On the other side, there's this almost intrusive, uncontrollable desire for other women, and it feels completely at odds with everything I stand for. Sometimes I catch myself thinking, why can't I just be happy with what I have and be done with it? And yet, those thoughts still come back stronger than ever. It's maddening. I need to admit, there's a lot of guilt tied up in these feelings. I feel bad that I can't fully control them or get past them. It's like this invisible weight I'm dragging around, even though I haven't crossed any lines. I haven't cheated on my wife, never even come close. I've been honest with myself about that, which is something I've clung to, knowing that no matter what's going on in my head, my actions haven't betrayed us. I know a lot of people have fantasies or thoughts about other people, and that's normal. But usually those thoughts just stay in the background and don't become such a consuming thing. For me, it's different. It's relentless. The craving feels less like a fleeting fantasy and more like a gnawing need. And that scares me, because it makes me question how strong my commitment really is, even if I logically know that I stay true. This inner battle takes a real toll. It's not just a mental distraction. It feels like something I'm fighting against every day. I'm battling not just my desires, but also parts of myself that want to give in or just give up on resisting. But I also see cheating as a serious crossing of a line, a serious thing that could destroy what I have with my wife. If it were something easy or light, then maybe I would have given in already, but I haven't. That's something I hold on to, that sense of, I'm not that kind of person. What I'm trying to ask here, even though I can almost feel the judgment coming, is for some sort of advice. I know that putting this out there makes me vulnerable and maybe even a target for harsh criticism. I can already imagine some of the comments and how brutal they might be. I get it, I'm prepared for that. But I'm hoping that maybe there's also someone out there who can understand, or at least has some perspective that could help me carry this load a little lighter. A little honesty here, too. I haven't cheated. That's the simple truth. And I wanted to say that up front because I think some people will assume otherwise, and I don't want that to cloud the conversation. Cheating for me is the absolute boundary. And I don't take that lightly. It's not just about morals or religion. It's about respect for my wife and the life we've built together. If it came easily, I probably wouldn't still be struggling with this. So yeah, if you're here to slam me or tear me down, I won't argue with you, but I'm asking. Please, if you don't have something constructive or kind to say, maybe just leave it be. This is a tough spot, and all I really want is a bit of understanding or advice on how to handle it. It doesn't have to be a fix or a miracle cure. I just appreciate any insight, or maybe even just some support without judgment. Thinking about all this has made me reflect a lot on how complicated human desire is, and how fidelity isn't always black and white. Fantasies or temptations are part of being human, sure, but what separates someone is how they deal with those things without breaking the bonds they care about. I feel like I'm caught square in that middle ground, not denying my feelings, but also not wanting them to define me or lead me astray. I try to be honest with myself about all of this. I try to own these feelings without shame or self-deception because I think that honesty is the only way forward. But there's also frustration and loneliness in carrying this alone. In real life, I don't have anywhere to openly talk about this without risking hurting my wife, my family, or my community. So coming here and asking strangers feels like the only safe way to deal with this. What I don't know is how to move on from here. How do I manage these consuming, distracting thoughts without letting them take over or cause damage? How do I respect my boundaries and my commitments while still being truthful about what I feel? It's a hard balance, and I don't have the answers, which is why I'm reaching out. Deep down, I'm scared of the judgment, probably even more than I've let myself admit. There's a part of me that worries these cravings might mean I'm not good enough or not as committed as I want to be. But I'm trying not to let that stop me from being open here, because I believe everyone deserves a chance to work through their struggles without being dismissed or condemned outright. So here I am, still stuck in this internal struggle. I haven't found a solution yet, and maybe no easy solution exists, but I'm holding on to my commitment to honesty and to fidelity. I'm not perfect, far from it. I'm not a villain or a saint, just a guy wrestling with difficult feelings who wants to do the right thing. That's all I've got for now. Just a man trying to figure this out, hoping to hear from someone who might understand or have something positive to say. Otherwise, I'll just keep holding on and trying my best, because that's what I owe to myself and to the person I love most.